Hello, everyone. Luis Concepcion here with Strategic Profit Line Trading, coming to you with the plan of the week for week number 21. Here's our agenda for the week. I'll go ahead and cover the news, provide a market overview of the indices. Earnings season is winding down with the summer coming. Although all eyes are on NVIDIA this week, it's the last of the Mag 7 that will report. Have 129 companies reporting. And should be an interesting week with, or should I say, a slow week until Thursday with NVIDIA because Monday is a holiday. Here's week 20 results. Provided 26 zones, went 3 and 2, 19 entries, 2 in progress. That's Baidu and MDT. They did close in the zone on Friday, so you can pay attention to those on Monday if you so wish. Here's the weekly earnings outlook. Again, I apologize. I said Thursday. Well, Thursday morning because NVIDIA does report Wednesday afternoon, so we will see the effects of that Thursday. And this is what we got. I went ahead and updated the zones that hit this week. I went ahead updated week 20, so you can see Home Depot AAP keys, those worked, and then ramping into it failed. However, ramp did work in options if you would have took that trade in options, bringing our year total to 37 and 6. Moving into our news, as you can see, Monday is a holiday to Memorial Day. Thank you to all our service members, past and present. So there should be nothing significant going on Monday. Interesting that Powell is speaking Sunday. I wonder what effects that will have Tuesday morning. But moving into Tuesday, as you can see, there's nothing happening during the day as well. And for those of you trading futures and Forex, just understand that the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar will be affected after hours. Moving on to Wednesday, our first report comes in at 11 o'clock in the morning. That's going to be our FOMC meeting, so we can have some volatility on Wednesday. Then moving on to Thursday, we have a couple of reports pre-market, which is unemployment claims, prelim for GDP, and then just remember that Wednesday evening NVIDIA report, so we will see the results of that Thursday morning and the impacts of that. Governor Barely speaking at 12 for the British pound, so be mindful of that. And then lastly, on Friday, we have core price PCE index report pre-market, so be mindful of that. That should cause some volatility at the open, and that's going to do it for the news this week. Moving into the charts and starting with the SPX, as you can see, our supply level has held, and the market is making a pullback from there. That level still intact at 5929.41 to 6,007. That is going to be our supply zone, and we might continue heading lower. And the first demand zone I have for you is at 5691.71 to 5579.12. Moving on to the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq overshot our level, but it is turning due to the S&P 500. And the first supply level I have for you is at 21,599. Just call it 21,600 to 21,736.69. And the first demand level I have for you is 2170.63 to 19,595. Depending on how NVIDIA reports, that could be the catalyst to move the Nasdaq this week. So be mindful of that Wednesday afternoon coming into Thursday. Moving into the Dow Jones, as you can see, the Dow Jones also this level held. That level is 423.62 to 430.51. With that being said, this level is not as strong as you can see. It's worked numerous times, so I would be cautious and use the 431.97 to 440.80 if the Dow elects to go higher. What affected the Dow in these last 2 weeks was UNH. Remember that the Dow is a price weighted index, so any one stock can affect the Dow Jones on any one day. With that being said, the demand zone I have for you is at 388.83.378.24. And a reminder again for the supply zones, you can still utilize this level with just utilize it with caution. That's 423.62 to 438.51. However, the more dominant zone here on the Dow Jones is going to be 431.97 to 440.80. Now, moving on to the rut. As you can see, the rut didn't quite make it to our level. at 2133.34 to 2203.35. That's going to be a supply level on the rut. And on the demand zone, I have 1891.59 to 1821.10. Now, transitioning into earnings, the first company I have for you is ticker symbol PDD. They report Tuesday morning. On the demand side, 95.05 to 91.36. On the supply side, 139.72 to 145.99. The next company is Scotiabank, ticker symbol BNS. On the supply side, 53.39 to 54 and a quarter. And on the demand side, let's do this. We're gonna put this level in here, 47.34 to 46.19. Next company I have for you, still on Tuesday morning, is going to be AutoZone. There is no supply in AutoZone. First demand level I have for you is sitting at 3377.92 to 3277.76. Moving on to Wednesday morning, first company I have for you is Dix, ticker symbol DKS. First demand level I have for you is sitting at 154.89 to 148.71. On the supply side, you have 209.27 to 216.45. In the event of an overshoot, 229.38 to 234.97. Next company I have for you, Abercrombie and Fish, ticker symbol ANF. A couple of demand zones here, one over each other. You got 64.02 to 57.15, and then you have the 55.78 to 48.91. So you have double demand zones here, so utilize those accordingly. And then on the supply side, 99.73 to 106.02. Next company I have for you is ticker symbol BMO. On the supply side, 108.63 to 110.83. On the demand side, 81.89 to 79.88. NVIDIA does have earnings. However, that is for my elite members. So if you want to know how to gain access to weekly information on those levels, feel free to check us out, or feel free to subscribe to our weekly information on how to get zones on the Magnificent Seven. So skipping on to Salesforce, that is reporting on Wednesday afternoon with NVIDIA, ticker symbol CRM. That demand level is at 211.94 to 193.68. On the supply side, 322.67 to 330.63. Also reporting Wednesday afternoon is AI, 20.61 to 16.69. This is the level that's been holding AI from 20 all the way back up to 43. So those are our levels. On the supply side, 43.86 to 53.64. Next company I have for you is ELF, ticker symbol ELF. You can see this is the demand zone that's held it. We may get a retracement back down here at 57.86 to 47.36. And then on the supply side, 103.51 to 108.15. Next company I have for you is Applied Technologies, ticker symbol A. On the demand side, 90.63 to 87.19. On the supply side, 134.01 to 138.64. Moving on to Thursday morning, first company I have for you is Foot Locker, ticker symbol FL. Demand side, 12.95 to 10.90. And on the supply side, 33.86.3560. As you can see, this gapped up on some news. I got to find out if Foot Locker got acquired by somebody, but this is interesting. It just died here in the middle of nowhere. So wondering if they're about to get acquired. But again, on the demand side, 12.95 to 10.90, and on the supply side, 33.86.3560. Double check if the company got acquired. If it got acquired, stay away from this company because the price is just not going to move. Moving on to next company is Best Buy, BBY. On the demand side, 46.72 to 41.87. And then on the supply side, 88.57 to 91.65. Next company I have for you is Burlington Coal Factory, ticker symbol BURL. You can see that this level has held and it's rejected it several times and it's falling from here again. That supply level being 275.82 to 315.56. As a matter of fact, I'm going to change this level to make it more bearable. Let's make that 281.36 to 300 even. On the demand side, 202.94 to 196.15. Next company I have for you, good old Costco. On the supply side, 1025.52 to 1065.80. You can see we were started rejecting this level already. And on the demand side, 915.86 to 896.10. Next company I have for you is Dell, ticker symbol DELL. On the demand side, 85.10 to 80.75. On the supply side, 145.28 to 150.40. Next company I have for you, Elastic, ticker symbol ESTC. On the supply side, 110.32 to 118.26. Just realize that this level has kind of been depleted. So be cautious with this level. On the demand side, 60.44 to 54.11. Next company I have for you is Zscaler, ticker symbol ZS. I don't believe they have supply. Yeah, they don't have supply. However, the first demand level I have for you is 203.55 to 191.03. Last company I have for you this week is Alta. Be mindful that this level is aggressive. Played a lot in this level. However, if they gap up for whatever reason, realize we have a level sitting up here at 515.48 to 531.51. So they have a lot of room to the upside. However, the first demand level I have for you is 361.34 to 347.68. That's going to do it for me in the charts this week. If you're not doing so already, feel free to follow me on social media. Check out the blog on the website. If you have any questions, comments, and concerns, feel free to reach out to me and email me. And until next time, happy trading. And do me a favor, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, or that like button.